I quit social media 4 years ago and it completely changed my life. For background, I deleted everything Instagram, Twitter, everything back in the beginning of 2021. It is now 2025, and I just started TikTok like a month ago, and this is my only social media I have now. Those 4 years offline taught me everything I didn't know I needed. The first thing that I noticed is that I just became my most authentic self. You're just a much more interesting person because you're not consuming what other people are wearing, what they're thinking, what they're saying, and you just have space for your own thoughts. You have space for learning new hobbies, reading new books, reading articles. So you just become much more interesting because you're present in your actual stuff. You're not in such a huge influencing bubble. You're influenced by the world and the people around you in your reality, in your day-to-day life, but you're not influenced by like consumer trends, by social media trends. It's just really refreshing because you know like the person that you're becoming is who you're meant to be, and then eventually when you're there you just like can settle into yourself. It's a really amazing experience. Number two is that you suddenly have so much time you didn't even know how much time and how many things you can accomplish in a single day. It's just so productive and it's so freeing. Life just stops disappearing into a scroll. My days would feel longer, I would feel more fulfilled, I would fill it with so much stuff, learning, reflecting, moving. I was actually doing things and I was building a life instead of just watching one go by and like looking up from my phone and seeing that 4 hours had passed. And I think that also in turn is what makes you a much more interesting person, is suddenly you have all this time to do so many other things and to read and to fill your mind with other thoughts. So those two kind of go hand in hand. Number three, this is one of the best things that happened when I deleted social media, was that I just stopped comparing myself. I just think it's a natural tendency for humans to compare. You're always going to compare value A to value B. That's just a natural human tendency. You don't need to try and shut it down completely, but it's not normal for us to have a window into everyone's lives at all times. I think that has broken our brains a little bit. When I was offline, I only knew what was happening to me and the people around me, and I think that that's the way it's always been, and it felt right. It felt natural. I was really able to break that toxic mentality of just always feeling behind and comparing myself to everyone. And now that I have TikTok, it's kind of come back, but when I was completely offline, I didn't really feel that. Number four, it was also something life-changing that I noticed, was that I had to learn to sit with my emotions. You can't inoculate yourself with dopamine hits and avoid the painful emotions anymore with social media. You have to learn to sit in the discomfort. You have to learn to face yourself and learn to sit with your difficult emotions. I wasn't able to escape my feelings anymore, and that really changed everything. It made me stronger, it made me more emotionally resilient, and I was able to gain peace in my own head. Like my brain just felt like green. It was a forest of peace. It was amazing. Number five is your relationships get better. When you're grounded in reality, you just show up differently and people can feel that. You're more present, you listen better. You're just so in the present that you really see people when you're with them and they can feel that. And you feel that with yourself. You feel so present with yourself. And you cherish them more because you just cherish your day-to-day life. You cherish the people in your life because this is your reality. This is what you have. And you know what's crazy is like, I remember how impossible at the time it felt to delete Instagram. Like, what if I didn't know about other people's lives and things like that? And once you do it, you're like, who are they to you? The only people who matter are in your day-to-day life. It's crazy to see once you delete it how disillusioned you can be that, oh, this really is nothing. It means nothing. And at the time, it felt really important. It was a big part of my life. I was on my phone a lot. And now it's just not a part of my reality at all. Honestly, the biggest thing about deleting my social media was knowing that I can live without it. At the time, I felt like I couldn't live without it, and now I know that I can, and I'm better for it. Honestly, now that I'm on TikTok for the past like month and a half, I can see the way it's kind of getting me back in that loop, and that's not my fault. It's engineered to be that way. It's very calculated, but even though it might not be our fault what our digital environment is and how we evolve with it, it is our responsibility to learn how to navigate it ourselves and for our day-to-day lives. If quitting is something that you're considering, I highly recommend it. Even if it's just for a little bit, you're just going to see yourself change only in positive ways. Social media can be positive in a lot of ways, but it can be very, very negative in a lot of ways. And even when you take that step back, when you take a little break or a long break like I did, you're able to discern more how you can use it effectively in your life. I promise it'll only be positive. Like, you will only change for the better. And I feel like deleting it when I was young like that has kind of changed my trajectory for the rest of my life and how I'm going to use social media. It's just so peaceful out here. So peaceful in here.